Hey there, Texas homeowners and future buyers. If you own property in Texas or you're thinking about buying, then today's video is an absolute game changer. Property taxes in Texas are some of the highest in the nation. And if you're not paying attention, you could be overpaying every single year. In this video, we're going to break down why property taxes in Texas are so high, how they're actually calculated, the homestead exemption, what it is, how to apply and why you need it, how to protest your home's appraisal to lower your taxes, and other exemptions and tips to save money on your tax bill. By the end of this video, you'll have real actionable strategies that could save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars per year. So grab a notepad because this is one of those videos you don't want to miss. Okay, let's start with the big question. Why are property taxes in Texas so high? Well, the biggest reason is that Texas has no state income tax. And while that means you get to keep more money of your paycheck, it also means the state needs to fund services like public schools, police and emergency services, roads, and infrastructure. Since there's no income tax helping to cover these costs, Texas relies heavily on property taxes instead. But here's something many homeowners don't realize. Not all Texas counties have the same tax rate. So let's compare a few. Harris County, which is Houston, is around 2.3%. Travis County, which is our Austin area, is around 1.8%. Collin County, which is our Dallas-Fort Worth area, is roughly 2.1%. That may not sound like a huge difference, but on a $500,000 home, that's thousands of dollars in extra taxes every year, depending on where you live. Tax rates can also change year to year based on local elections and budgets, so it's so important to stay informed. Now let's talk about how your actual tax bill is calculated. Your property taxes are based on two key factors: your home's appraised value, and this is set by your county appraisal district based on market conditions. Then you have the local tax rate. Each city, county, and school district sets a rate per $100 of your home's value. So here's how the math works. Let's say your home's appraised at $400,000 and your total tax rate is 2.5%. 400,000 multiplied by 2.5% equals $10,000 per year in property taxes. Now, that's before any exemptions, which we're going to talk about next. But here's an important note. You can protest your home's appraised value if you think it's too high. You can apply for an exemption to lower your taxable value, and some counties even offer discounts if you pay early. Now, here's where things get good. Exemptions. If you're a Texas homeowner, this is one of the easiest ways to reduce your taxable home value, meaning you pay less in property taxes every year, and who doesn't want to do that? There are several exemptions available, and if you're not sure whether you have them, check with your county appraisal district ASAP because you might be leaving money on the table. The most common property taxes exemptions in Texas include your homestead exemption. This can cut up to $100,000 off your home's value for school taxes if it's your primary residence. This is the most important exemption. We're going to break it down in just a second. Then we have the over 65 disabled exemption. If you're over 65 or have a qualifying disability, this exemption freezes your school taxes and can lower others. This is a huge benefit, especially for those on fixed incomes. Then we have our veteran exemption. If you're a disabled veteran, you could qualify for partial or full property tax relief, depending on your disability rating. In some cases, this exemption can wipe out your property tax bill completely, and that's huge. Then we have our agricultural exemption. If you own land that you use for farming, ranching, or timber, you may qualify for a lower tax rate based on agricultural use. Each of these exemptions require an application, though, and some have strict deadlines. So don't just assume you automatically qualify. You actually have to file for them. Now, let's talk about the most important exemption of them all. That's our homestead exemption. If you own a home in Texas and it's your primary residence, you need to file for this immediately after closing. This exemption is available to any homeowner, but here's the catch. It only applies to your primary residence. So if you own multiple homes, you can only claim one of them. So what does this homestead exemption actually do for you? It lowers your taxable home value. The homestead exemption removes up to $100,000 from your home's taxable value for school taxes. So let's say your home's appraised for $400,000. With this exemption, your taxable value drops to $300,000, which means you're paying less in taxes, and it can save you a significant chunk of money. It also caps how much your taxable value can increase each year. Without a homestead exemption, there's no limit on to how much your property's appraised value can go up year after year. And that means if home values skyrocket in your area, so does your tax bill. I have personally, unfortunately, seen cases where a homeowner forgets to file their exemption and their property's value nearly doubles in 1 year. That means their property taxes doubled at that point and there's no way to reverse it. Even if they filed the exemption later, they're going to be stuck with that higher value. So this is a huge deal, so you need to make sure you file your exemption immediately. Also need to mention, it's completely free. It's 100% free for this benefit, and so many homeowners don't take advantage of it. And unfortunately, there are companies out there that try to scam new homeowners by offering to file the exemption for a fee. If you buy a home, expect to receive a ton of junk mail with companies offering to help you file for a ridiculous price. We've seen anywhere from $50 to $100. Don't fall for it. Filing your homestead exemption is easy and it's free. And if you have questions, you can always reach out to your realtor or your title company. They're happy to give you guidance. The good news is that you only have to file for this homestead exemption once. As long as you continue living in your home, the exemption stays in place. But if you move, you're going to have to reapply for it. So this is how you do it. First and foremost, you need to make sure you update your Texas driver's license or state ID with your new address immediately after closing. Your license must match the home's new address to qualify for this exemption. Then you're going to want to go to your county appraisal district's website and look at their instructions. Each one has its own form and way of doing it, but they're all really similar. Then you're going to fill out the application and submit it by online, by mail, and some even have an app you can use. Your county appraisal district will have instructions on how to do this. Once you're approved, your homestead exemption will stay in your home as long as you live there, saving you money year after year after year. So here's my final thought, guys. Don't wait. If you've just bought a home or you're not sure whether you have a homestead exemption in place, check it out today. This is one of the simplest ways to lower your property tax bill. And once you file it, you don't have to do it again, so you just set it and forget it. And remember, if you need help gathering information on your home's appraised value or filing your exemption, your realtor and title companies are great resources. Don't be afraid to reach out to them. They're happy to help. Most homeowners don't protest their property taxes, but they absolutely should. If you think your home is overappraised, you have the right to challenge it. And doing so could save you hundreds or even thousands of dollars every year. The process isn't as complicated as you might think, and with the right approach, you have a strong chance of actually getting a lower tax bill. So this is exactly how you do it. Step 1, you need to check your appraisal notice. Your county appraisal district mails out your home's new appraised value in April or May of each year. As soon as you receive it, review it carefully. Look for any errors, incorrect square footage, wrong numbers of bedrooms, or other discrepancies that could artificially inflate your home's value. Step 2, you need to gather evidence. To make a strong case, you'll need proof that your home's appraised value is too high. So you're going to want to look for recent sales of similar homes in your neighborhood that have a lower value. This is where your realtor becomes your secret weapon. Your realtor has access to MLS data that isn't publicly available, including the actual sales price that's not seen on the public side. Realtors can pull recent comparable sales, which we call comps, in your neighborhood, helping you build a stronger case when arguing that your home's value is inflated. And if you're unsure how to get this information, just ask your realtor. They are going to be more than happy to help. You also want to check for any differences in your home compared to others that justify a lower appraised value, such as outdated finishes, needed repairs, or a less desirable lot location. You need to file an official protest. You can typically file a protest online or by mail, and most counties set that deadline at May 15th each year. If you miss this deadline, you won't be able to challenge your appraisal until the following year. So mark your calendar and don't wait until the last minute. You're gonna want to attend the hearing and present your case. After you file your protest, you'll have the opportunity to attend a formal or informal hearing with your county's appraisal review board. Many homeowners feel intimidated by this step, but don't be. Just go prepared. At your hearing, explain why your home's appraised value is too high using the comps, the evidence, and any other supporting documentation you gathered. Be polite, be professional, and stick to the facts. Many homeowners walk away with a lower taxable value just by showing up and presenting solid evidence. Consider hiring a property tax consultant. If you're not comfortable handling the protest process yourself, you can hire a property tax consultant to do it for you. These professionals typically work on a contingency basis, meaning they only get paid if they successfully lower your tax bill. They usually only take a small percentage of the amount you save, which may save you a lot of money, and a lot of homeowners feel that it's worth it. Final tip, even if you don't win this year, don't give up. You can protest every single year, and every small reduction in your home's appraised value can lead to savings on your property tax. Make sure you take advantage of the resources available to you, whether it's your county's online protest system, your realtor, or a tax consultant, and don't leave money on the table. Now that we've covered exemptions and protests, let's talk about a few more ways to lower your property tax bill. These are small but powerful strategies that can help keep more money in your pocket. Number one, double check for errors in your home's square footage or features. This one's huge, and most homeowners never even think about it. Your county appraisal district bases your home's value on the information they have on file, but sometimes that information is wrong. Your home may be listed as larger than it actually is. They might have recorded extra bedrooms or bathrooms that don't actually exist. They could have mistakenly noted that you have a pool, a larger lot, or upgraded finishes when you don't. Any of these errors can inflate your home's value, which means you're paying too much in taxes. So go to your county appraisal district website and pull up your property details. Compare what they have listed with your actual home. If you find a mistake, you can file a correction request, which could instantly lower your tax bill. Number two, ask about early payment discounts. Some Texas counties offer discounts if you pay your property taxes early. In certain areas, paying your full property tax bill in November or December instead of waiting until January can actually give you a small percentage off your total amount. Some counties may also offer payment plans or prepayment options. These discounts aren't widely advertised, so you'll need to contact your county's tax office and ask if they're available. A quick phone call could mean instant savings for you. Number three is look into a tax deferral program if you're over 65. If you're 65 or older in Texas, they allow you to defer your property tax until you sell your home or pass away. This means you don't have to make payments right now, which can be a huge relief for retirees on a fixed income. Your tax bill is still there, but it won't accrue penalties or interest the way unpaid taxes normally would. The amount owed will eventually need to be paid when the home is sold, but in the meantime, it frees up your cash flow. Number four, see if your mortgage company is over escrowing your taxes. If you have a mortgage, your lender is probably collecting property taxes through an escrow account. Here's the problem. Sometimes the lenders overestimate how much you owe and hold more money than necessary in your escrow account. If your property tax bill comes in lower than expected, you might be entitled to a refund from your mortgage company. So call your lender and ask these questions. Ask for an escrow analysis. If they find out they're charging too much, you can actually request a lower escrow payment, which could reduce your mortgage bill. Number five, consider a payment plan if you can't afford your bill. If you're struggling to pay your property taxes, don't just ignore the bill. That's how people end up in tax liens and even foreclosure. Most Texas counties offer payment plans for homeowners who can't pay their taxes in full. Instead of paying everything at once, you can spread that payment over several months. Some counties even offer zero interest plans if you qualify. If you're experiencing financial hardship, some tax offices have hardship exemptions or temporary relief programs. But again, you got to call your county tax office and ask these questions. And then, number six, check for local tax relief programs. Certain cities and counties offer additional property tax relief programs for homeowners in specific situations. Some areas provide discounts or exemptions for first responders, teachers, or low-income homeowners. If you live in a designated historic district, you may qualify for a tax break. Certain Texas cities offer property tax freezes or reductions for long-time residents. These programs, again, vary by county, so you gotta check with your local tax assessor to see if you qualify for anything extra. Lastly, protest your property taxes every year, even if you just want a reduction. Here's a little known fact. Just because you won a property tax protest this year doesn't mean you'll automatically get the same lower value next year. Counties' appraisal districts reevaluate property values every year, so it's possible for your home's value to jump right back up. If that happens, you'll have to protest again. But the good news is you already know how to do it. Many successful property tax protesters fight their valuation every single year, and many win year after year. A lot of homeowners assume there's nothing they can do about their property taxes. But as you can see, that's just not true. By checking for errors, filing exemptions, protesting your appraisal, and looking for hidden discounts, you could significantly reduce your tax bill, sometimes by thousands of dollars per year. So don't forget, take action now. Check your appraisal, apply for every exemption you qualify, and don't be afraid to challenge your property's value. It's your money. Don't leave it on the table. So let's do a quick recap. You're going to want to file your homestead exemption if you haven't already. It's one of the easiest ways to cut your tax bill and protect yourself from massive value increases. You'll want to double check your property details with the county's appraisal district to make sure they're accurate. You're going to want to protest your appraisal every single year. You don't want to pay extra taxes if you don't have to. You also want to make sure you're looking into additional exemptions like those for veterans, seniors, or agricultural use. And then you want to ask about those early payment discounts or payment plans if your tax bill feels a little overwhelming. Lastly, you want to check with your mortgage company and make sure they're not over escrowing for those taxes and holding too much money. Bottom line, you have more control over your property taxes than you think, but you actually have to take action because the appraisal district sure isn't going to lower your tax bill just to be nice. If you've learned something new today, drop a comment below and let me know which tip surprised you the most. And if you've ever protested your property taxes before, please share your experience. I'd love to hear how it went. And of course, if this video helped you, please hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss any more news about Houston real estate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.